what I'm talking about. Okay, don't fall. Yeah, my GoPro not falling. Okay, like this, kinda. Okay, the GoPro is pounding my pants basically, like this piece. So, moving on. This deck was used to be like I like this. Oh goddamn! This used to be a black deck with this actually a little bit of budging. It's super cool this thing. This used to be like like an eco carbon black, which is actually the same as like a chalk like a what is it called? Like a chalking board, like you scribe on the school stuff. There's the same kind of finish on it, which I like. This deck with this color and this wheels looks amazing in my opinion. I wish they were 30. I wish AO made bigger, but they do. They do make Miramine wheels from AO. I will go buy some of those, but they're not as strong in my opinion as these. These are actually very strong because they're pretty thick. I like the score design on them. Super cool in my opinion. Definitely better than these. So in my opinion, full core wheels or half core wheel or hollow core wheels work better. They perform better than a spoke wheel because they don't have like moving around it, but they look better. They look worse in my opinion. Not gonna say this wheel looks bad, but you know what I'm saying. It doesn't have spokes, so it's like a good for if you like. It's like good like for art. This wheel is actually laser print. I like this rose. These are actually very good in my opinion. These are actually not the same. These are actually a laser print, and these actually are a water-based decal, which is a bit more cartoonish, a little bit more less professional in my opinion, but I still like it. And the spacer in these wheels move, while this one don't because I switched it out. So as you can see, this is not actually the axle doing it. I just put a screwdriver in to try to get out, and I broke the bearing. So don't do that with Lucky wheels or every wheel on the market. In my opinion, don't do that. So this is like a little bit of budging out, as you can see. These actually are 26. They don't look 26 now because they're super thin, but they're actually 26, so a bit wider than these. Just 2 millimeters, it does make a lot of difference in my opinion. Looking wise, they're more thick and they're better in my opinion. So this wheel used to run on the back, as you can see, the brake was not straight. I'm probably gonna run this actually better in the back in my opinion, but yeah, or maybe these are 26, these are 24, I don't know. Do these look wider to you than these? I don't know, maybe they do. Actually, these looks like actually tiny bits. These are 120 and these are 120. They're not the same wheels, okay? They are not 110. These are actually 110, not 115 or 110. So they're 1 whole centimeter these. So these are actually bigger, and these are the same size as the tail wheels. So riding 110 by 24, in my opinion, is the same as riding big wheels. Like in my opinion, like 120 wheels by 24 feel the same as 30, apart from some tricks like fakey manuals, which are easier on bigger wheels, of course. Manuals, of course, and other stuff, in my opinion. But these wheels, when they wear down, like the 120s, are actually pretty good. Like they still have a lot of rolling and stuff. Bigger wheels, if the urethane is not super quality, which these wheels are not, like Tilter, like the cheapest wheel. And I think the best rolling wheel actually the River, but the River are super expensive here in Europe. I know in America they're $95. Here actually 115 bucks or euros. Is a shit ton of money. So in my opinion, I just buy these smaller ones. These are actually pretty expensive in my opinion. They're 60 bucks. And these are actually 40. So these are actually 20 and 20. So super cheap wheel. Do they better than these? No. Do they work good? Yes. So these are 60 euros, 40 euros, and 70 euros. These are actually not that more expensive. They're 10 euro more, and they're big. So yeah. So these wheels are still rideable? Probably yes, but you need to wear them. Especially this one is good. This one, as you can see, is a little bit not flat spotted because these are so good they don't flat spot. But actually, this was my problem. This actually was my stupid idea to do that. But I don't have I didn't have the spacer right. So as you can see, the brake is only curved, like used in one direction. It's like completely not straight. Like one is more high and one is lower. So you can see this side is like a 115 and this side is like a 120 kind of. So this is like completely new, and this is like completely used in one side. It's completely different. Another thing with these wheels, they do collect a lot of gum, and look at that rubbish like on the wheel. That is just because I have a dirty floor. But okay. And these wheels are the same as, you know, Rippercore wheels or Rudy Industries wheels. They're the same idea. But Lucky has his own signature design or signature urethane, they call it, and is actually pretty good in my opinion. This is one of the best urethane ever in my opinion. If we go through the back wheel, because I went a shit ton on this. These will actually last a long time. These will actually lasted like 1 year and a half, 2 years. These are super good quality wheels. But one thing we're lucky, all the wheels they make are limited time. So if the wheel get round out and you don't buy it in like 2 months or more, they're gonna sell out. So like Tilt, they do make a low quantity of these wheels, which is a bit sad. I think they used to make a lot more back in the day. Now Lucky is a little bit less brand, in my opinion, less famous brand, so they make a lot more stuff. The new wheels from Lucky are actually good. The new like TO one with the Fujimi kind of, you know what, like kind of like UQE on it. I like these a lot, those a lot, and every Charons, but there's actually older wheels, so they're hard to get. But Lucky wheels, every wheel from Lucky actually limited supply, like Tilt. Just the Lucky are like most like premium brands in my industry, especially for wheels. They do a lot of stuff wheels, and Lucky is one of the best brands in my opinion. These are actually Alfa Omega wheels, which are made by Alfa Omega. Alfa Omega used to be made in USA, now we're changing back to overseas because it's easier to produce and they still run amazing. They have a different design of Ureth bearing. These actually are a smaller bearing, and so they're not comparable, but you don't gonna blow bear because you're rider by. And the only wheel in the whole market, even the River don't have it, that if you live in America, or if you live close by a retailer, physically, you can go back to that store and get a refund because you still have the wheel. We cannot get it here, sadly, in Europe, because I don't live near Skate-Pro. Skate-Pro is in Denmark. I live in Italy, so along more. If I live like in, I don't know, like Denmark as well, probably gonna do it. Actually, I'm maybe in the future I'm gonna live in there and I wanna try to get a world tour in my opinion, but that's not for another day. So these wheels are pretty good in my opinion. Like they're pretty good, and they come as packed as these wheels. So these wheels, they're actually one wheel. You need to buy a quantity of 2 if you want these wheels, but I want to mix match because actually these are a different wheel. These are actually the same wheel in diameter. These actually are an 86, and these are actually 84 in my opinion.